or religion, university found you worthy in give you the stamp to go ahead as an ambassador of that institution. These are to categorically not run to the court, but to tell us categorically, be magnanimous enough to tell us, I have erred, I made a mistake. Time to step aside, rather than taking the torture of arguments and counter arguments, where we have to wait and determine that this is what it is. I listened to this coming up publicly to tell us that indeed that he graduated from the Department of Microbiology and Chemistry, where he obtained second class lower division from the department, and that of 1981/30/72/38 thereabouts, and that name was in that brochure as being a convocant and a worthy graduate of the institution. To see that a certain individual, whose name I can't recall presently, is it one Mrs. Onyado or somebody, representing the registrar, be just Uchennaji resigning, then those people should come out to give account to why they misled this nation. Again, the university this time around have come up in 2025 to distance themselves from that certificate, right? Though this issue is pending in court. My take on all this is that Nigerians should be fair, to be fair-minded to this nation, to Nigeria and Nigerians, that if what you have is NEPA bill, if what you have is water bill, be courageous and bold enough when leadership is beckoning to tell Nigerians that I only stopped at kindergarten. In fairness to the Nigerian constitution, what level of education does it require for one to be a governor in Nigeria? That then one should be, we should see scandals upon scandals of individuals, distorting our views with forged credentials. I believe, and I would want to believe, that at the end of the day, let this be just politics, and not be that a career is being ruined for the sake of it. Because according to him, in his resignation letter or conversation, according to Bayo Nonga, he has come out public to say that he has been a product of a targeted attack of sustained blackmail and political persecution by his political opponents. Who are these political opponents? Pointing accusing figures on the government of Enugu State, which I know that the government of Enugu State has come out publicly to declare that it has no hand in it, that they have no dog in the fight.
Okay.
But the point I want to draw now is that over time, we've seen individuals resign from government as a result of fake certificates. What are we doing to them? Have we seen any of them being persecuted? Before Uchennaji, we saw a Ebetedu that equally resigned because of questionable credentials as well. Where is Ebetedu today? She is walking free. Nothing has happened. Beyond Ebetedu and Uchennaji today, there was the incident of Kemi Adoshin in 2018, equally for forged NYC discharge certificate. What happened? In the middle of the night, she cruised and left the country so that she won't be prosecuted. And she is living free as well. Prior to this moment, this is not the first time this is happening. There has been the issue of the Toronto saga, the Toronto certificate. If you remember the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, Salisu Buhari, he was a speaker.
Okay.
And he had a forged certificate from Toronto University. So why are we so conscious about certificates? Why not about the quality? Why not about integrity? Being fair and sincere enough to say that, okay, I stopped at school SAT. I never had the privilege of attending a higher institution. Rather than this mess that we are finding us in. I equally remember the case of equally in that dispensation in 1999 of the name confusion and forgery of the then Senate President Evan Enwerem and Evans. This was a high saga that year. We didn't know if he should be addressed as Evan or he should be addressed as Evans. At the end of the day, he was eventually removed as the Senate President. So, this nation, these leaders, our political class, should spare us this torture, this branding. Yesterday we were talking about the brand Nigeria. This is a bad brand on a bad image on the brand Nigeria, they should consider the image of Nigeria whenever they do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now I'll be moving over to our next paper from the Punch headline that says Tinubu to pick new INEC chair this week. And you know, there's a lot of speculation that President Tinubu will soon name a substantive INEC chair. As regards to the current INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, who has officially stepped down or is about to, on the process of leaving. Okay, he has stepped down.
Yes.
So I would like to know your take on this issue.
If Nigeria were a country where things work, where we don't have strong men,
okay,
and weak institution,
yeah,
if Nigeria had strong institution, strong guideline, obedience to rule of law, this shouldn't make a headline in the Nigeria of today. You would see it at the bottom rung of the newspaper rather than the major headline. It's because we celebrate strong men rather than strong institution. That's why this is making headlines. If Nigeria is what the utopian, what it ought to be, it shouldn't be what we should be talking about. By the time an INEC chairman is leaving his position, we already know the substantive replacement without looking at the president for an appointment of another individual.
Yeah.
No, but we'll celebrate strong men.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate strong leaders rather than strong institutions. We've not done anything to increase or encourage ourselves, our nation, to evolve and have strong institution. INEC is a very important institution in sustaining the nation, Nigeria, and sustaining democracy in the nation, Nigeria. Why is it that at this time that the appointment of a substantive INEC chairman is always a headline in Nigeria and always cause for debate between those who feel that it's worthy and right for the president to be the one to appoint the leader or the chairman of INEC? There has been arguments for and against. A lot of persons have said that it's not right for the president to be the one who himself participates. And in this case, we'll be in an election in less than 2 years, in 2027, right?
Yeah.
He will be participating in an election, and he is the one to appoint an INEC chairman. So from this has raised numerous arguments, either in favor or against. And over time, in as much as we argue about these things, what have we done to see that electoral reform should be at the front burner, that this should be part of the things that we'll look into and set straight, so I will have a strong institution and not strong men?
Okay.
What is our National Assembly doing each time that reform bills, electoral reform bills come before them? Do they look at this aspect, or do they look at it from the angle of how will it favor their position? Politicians, again, will be granted that they will do everything that will favor them to keep winning. But no politicians wants to lose. Now, looking at this trend, over the years, it's been the prerogative of the president, as enshrined in our constitution, to appoint INEC chairman. When you look at our constitution, section 153 and 154 of the constitution, it gives the president the prerogative to appoint whoever he has seen and deemed fit for that position, subject to the confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. So that headline shouldn't be a news, because that's our constitution as of today. The president has to appoint whoever would head that institution. And as we know, Mahmoud Yakub has served out his tenure. You know, he has done 2 tenures of 5 years each. He was first appointed to that position as at 1st November in 2015. Okay. That's when he first assumed that position as chairman of INEC, and then was again reappointed in 2020. So, given by that calculation of 5 years, he was supposed to have left by June of this year, but was told by the president to continue then until this time, where we've seen that he has submitted his letters and that he's now finally going. And then what is worthy of mentioning that in line he has handed over to a substantive head pending when the president appoints a new chairman for the body. He appointed to one a lawyer, a senior lawyer. Is it a Mrs. May? I don't know if he's a Mrs. or Miss May Abamuchembo. You understand? Is now the one in charge whom Yakub Muhammadu has handed over. So we'll look unto the president to do the needful as enshrined in our constitution. As of today, we've not changed it. That's what's obtainable. And he's not the first president to be appointing INEC chairman. Even the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, appointed Professor Tahiru Jega that superseded, presided over the election that exited him from office. Right? So, it's not the first appointment. You tracing back, even former President Olusegun Obasanjo appointed Maurice Iwu and all that. So, it's been a trend, it's been a tradition. And until we look at this section 153 and 154 and then amend it, you understand, either through by amendment of the Constitution by the National Assembly or through the electoral bill reforms, see to it that institutions, you understand, will be the one that see who becomes the next INEC chairman, right? So we were told that by Thursday, I think the president will be coming out with an appointment after the National Council of States meeting. You know, National Council of State meeting is a meeting where you see the former heads of state, where they come together to deliberate on issues that impact and affect our nation. And it's expected that at that meeting that President Tinubu would tender his nominee for that position. You understand? At the National Council of State. One thing I know is that the National Council of State is an advisory body. At the end of the day, they could advise the president and he will go ahead with his choice. Yeah. So it's still the prerogative of the president. And then we should celebrate the era of this outgoing chairman who, under his tenure, we saw a little introductions and reforms in INEC. Yes, a lot of persons would want to critique and criticize him for a lot of things, especially given the circumstances of the announcement of the 2023 election. A lot of people accuse him of other hands and many things. But as far as we are concerned, these things are not yet proved, and they weren't proved in court. There are still allegations on his person. But one thing I would remember him for is the introduction of BVAS, the bimodal voter accreditation system that he introduced. And again, I would celebrate him for the continuous voter registration exercise that he has introduced, that we don't have to wait close to the election where everybody will begin to rush. There's a continuous voter registration exercise. So these are, for me, the things that we'll remember him for. He has served the nation. The president has praised him and has given him national honors and has bidded him farewell. But the point that I have made here is that rather than having to see that whoever presides over INEC as an important institution in this nation is appointed by the president, we should strengthen our constitution, have a strong institution where we see that credible, worthy persons emerge and evolve into that position. If INEC is truly independent, they should handle their affair. By the time Yakub is leaving, a substantive chairman should be emerging from within. Okay. Yes, but give or take, there's no one road to all this. But it all behoves on our leaders, the National Assembly, and all of us to champion electoral reform. That way, even if the National Assembly doesn't want to look into it, we as citizens can force them to look into it and see that there are amendments so that it will no longer just the president appointing, but there should be other credible means of having to see who succeeds an outgoing INEC chairman, given that the president himself is still a politician and is seeking for elective office in future.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, still on the INEC and the chair, if we take a look at the Daily Trust paper that says Amu Pitan may emerge INEC chair. And now this is tied to the previous headline from Punch headline, and its reports suggest that Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan is leading the list of candidates being considered for the substantive INEC chair position. And now, in as much as you were talking about Yakubu bringing someone that is, should I say, that is right for the position or something. There was this statement
it shouldn't be him. The system itself should be able to trust up somebody. You understand? By the time he's leaving, there is somebody who is qualified from within INEC to take over. This is my own view. Right? So many other persons have their view about this issue. Some have posited over time that the National Judicial Council should be the one, subject to the ratification of National Assembly, appoint. There are many propositions, but if we are a serious nation, we should champion electoral reform, then through electoral reform, see that it is institutionalized. Either INEC becomes an independent body that is ought to be, that within its rank and files, there is somebody who is worthy in character to take over from an exiting chairman, or that will have a system that would independently be void of political interest to see that a worthy person is appointed to that position. That's what I was saying.
I get what you say, but now Amupitan being the front runner of the election, like from the candidates, which we have different candidates like Justice Abdullahi, we have Mohammed Liman, and then Professor Lai Olerede. These are people that are coming out for the...
Yes, these are people. This is, I would say that headline is speculation. Let me not use the word rumor. You understand? But as far as I'm concerned, this is still a rumor, right? Nobody has, at this point in time, for me, is rumor. And those people being frontline candidates, we don't know. We don't know who the president is considering. As far as we are concerned, president could be considering Mr. Oluchukwu, you understand, for that very position, and nobody knows. But one thing here is that it is his prerogative to consider whoever he deems fit. And if the president finds Mr. Oluchukwu worthy to occupy that position, is his prerogative. But speaking about Amupitan being a front choice of the president for this position, I have quietly dismissed this as rumor until that proclamation is made by the president, right? So I don't know. I know that Daily Trust are reliable. They have their sources and as well. But it still remains a rumor until is confirmed, is announced by the president and confirmed by the National Assembly. Until then, you will have your candidate for that very position or the individual. Amupitan, you understand, I'm not dismissing the fact that he is a worthy Nigerian. We've been told that he's a senior advocate of Nigeria, a professor of law, specializing in the law of evidence, right? He has equally held many positions over time, both academic and administrative positions. And there may be no doubt saying that he is eminently qualified to be the chairman of INEC, being that even reports from the university where he's coming from, Unijust, people say that he's approachable and he's a forthright person and is qualified to occupy the position. Professor Amupitan is from Ayetorobede in Kogi State. Yes, an Ijumu local government area of Kogi State. And for me, like I did mention, I don't want to begin to celebrate any individual or begin to speculate or talk about any individual until the presidency confirms an appointment of that individual, and then we'll begin to scrutinize if this is a right person. But I must tell you, Debbie, you and I have no dog in this fight, while we have everything in it. You know, why do I say that we have no dog in it while we have everything in it? Whatever happens here would affect all of us. If the president chooses to appoint a crook, at the end of the day, it will affect all of us, because according to the constitution that I've mentioned, the president is his right to appoint. So why I'm saying that we don't have any dog in this fight is that at this point, whenever the president appoints, there's nothing much we can do. Hence, the National Assembly confirms that individual. That is the law, right? We can protest and do everything, but that's the law. So, for us, the fight we have in it is that whatever happens will affect us. Our part in it is that we should be at the front burner as Nigerians, as citizens of this country, calling for electoral reform, for constitutional review, where is not a politician that would appoint who would head this important institution, INEC. But whoever, like I did say, if the president has found Mr. Oluchukwu worthy of being INEC chairman, and he is confirmed by the National Assembly, tomorrow he is the INEC chairman, and there are no two ways about it.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that. Now we're moving over to the Guardian headline that says, anxiety lingers over insecurity, fate of displaced person. Now this headline focuses on the humanitarian crisis in Nigeria's north-central region, where violence, conflict, and communal clashes have driven many people from their homes. And we can see different north-central states like Benue State, Plateau State, and so others. In Benue State, entire villages have been emptied as herders' attacks and reprisals escalate. And at least 80 farming communities are now dependent on internal displaced persons, the IDP camps, in places like Makurdi, Bajimba, and Abwena. And in Plateau State, between 2021 and 2025, thousands have died in areas such as Bokos, Mangu, Bakinladi, Riyom, and Jos South due to violence. You know, we've always been facing insecurities in Nigeria. It's not a new headline, as we can see. There's always talk about insecurity, and it's insecurity, and from especially in the northern part of Nigeria, mostly. I think maybe that's where it's worst there. And I would like to know your opinion or your take on this.
Debbie, as a Nigerian, I would want to speak up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know my fate tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what Nigeria has become. You know, I love to use the word that Nigeria has become a sorry state, right? And then a number of times we tend to see insecurity from the lens of this thing happening in the north. Debbie, I can categorically tell you that this thing is happening at our doorstep.
Yeah.
From Benue to our studio here is not very far. Yes, from Benue, where you've had killings,
Yeah.
myriads of killings, is not far from our studio here. And when you traverse through the cities of this nation, there is no region that is spared. Eastern Nigeria has its own security challenges. Go through the south region, it has its own myriad of challenges. Travel through looks and cranny of this nation. Maybe I do not think that there is any Nigerian who is safe anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said, naturally, I wouldn't want to, you know, continue to talk about the security situation, but I am a Nigerian, I am impacted, I am affected by all this. In Nigeria today, Debbie, you can't just wake up and decide to travel.
Yes.
You know, I remember in my younger days, we would wake up and decide amongst group of friends that let's spend the weekend in Abuja, you know, either traveling from one part of the region that we should converge in Abuja with other friends. And this could be as late as 5 o'clock in the evening. We will drive off, and when we get tired, we'll sleep on the highway. We were young, very young, naive, and free.
Yeah.
We could sleep on the road. We've slept on the road severally. But I can challenge you that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Before you travel in Nigeria, Nigerians will either go to the mosque, meet an imam to pray for them, or they go to the church, meet their pastor, and a anointing service will be conducted, and fasting and praying will be commissioned for you to embark on a journey of, let's say, 2 hours in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That was not the case. In this country, there were times when we would travel through the night. You know, I celebrated myself as being a night crawler when I was much younger, where we would love to travel in the night. If we were to travel by road, we say that it's safer, it's more enjoyable, and you could sleep and wake up in your destination in the morning, then get on with your activities. Is that still the case? For me to want to travel, we may want to go to church and conduct an anointing and fasting service for you to travel in Nigeria now. And the case is not abating, is worsening. Like you've mentioned, traveling from Plateau, talk about Riyom, talk about Bokos and all that. Travel through Plateau down to Benue. The story is not changing. Move from Benue through Enugu to Kogi, back to Abuja, is not abating. Move from Abuja to Kwara State, which is the most recent, if I'm not mistaken. When I say recent, because it happened on Saturday, and I know that the way Nigeria is configured, that something could have happened early this morning. Even something could be happening as we speak, right? So, Debbie, I would use the word without apologies. When it comes to security, Nigeria has become a sorry state. Now, let me cite the issue with Kwara State. Men, women, fathers, mothers, children went to bed believing in the ability of their nation to provide security and protect them. But they didn't wake up from that sleep. They were gruesomely murdered by bandits who could access our community, kill off individuals, kill off Nigerians at will. And this cry is not just particular to that community in Kwara State. Like you've mentioned, travel through the northeast, north central, northwest, travel through southwest, southeast, south. The story is the same all over. So at what point do we as a nation say enough is enough? Let's tackle insecurity in Nigeria. And I must tell you, Debbie, insecurity will continue to make headline of newspapers in Nigeria as far as will fail to tackle the issue of insecurity. I'm not saying that our security forces are not doing enough. No. I'm not saying that our intelligence services are not doing enough. No. I'm not saying that the government doesn't mean well. No. I'm saying that we are not doing enough yet. Okay. Like the retired generals during the launch of the book by the former retired general Lucky Rabo, where they called for state of emergency to be declared on security. And I dare ask, what are we waiting for in that regard? When will the president or the presidency relocate to the heart of this issue so that we will tackle it once and for all? Okay. Debbie, I can bet you that by next week, you will still see this headline on insecurity. There's nobody who is safe. In as much as we want to pretend in this nation about things, we cannot wish away the issue of insecurity, and until we are determined as a people to tackle this menace, it will continue to degenerate and continue to move, because now when we discuss, we'll see it as a northern affair. It will continue to move downward south and could get to all of us. And it's happening. If it could happen in Benue, then there are chances that it may happen in Enugu, and it has happened in the past and could repeat if something is not being done about it. Yes, kudos to the state governor of Enugu State who has provided security all around to see to it that the security situation is quite improved and is well celebrated. But I can tell you that we need more decisive measures. What the president has come out to tell us about consideration of state police, what is he doing about that in that regard? We are yet to hear or see anything. And I'm so particular about the case of Kwara State, where the people involved, the vigilante, have come out to cry that their ammunition and weapons and bullets were taken away from them. And on that very day that this weapon were taken away for servicing was the very day this bandit struck. And I there call on the government to institute a panel of inquiry to know what happened. Was there coalition? And this individual who collected the ammunition from them should equally be called to give account. I'm now accusing, but he should come to give account. And I did mention on this that the witch cried in the night and the baby died in the morning. Therefore, let a panel of inquiry be instituted. Let's see to it. And if we cannot do anything now about state policing, Debbie, then let's institutionalize community policing or community vigilante or a JTF, where the community who know their terrain will volunteer credible and worthy people to be joined with the police and other security agencies to police and man their community to forestall the security breaches, the killing and mauling down of Nigerians and Nigerian. And I can dare tell you that perhaps through this insecurity situation, we may have killed that very individual that will rescue this nation, that could lead this nation to its goal in the nearest future. While I know that many talents are bound, but we may be cleaning our brightest without knowing it. And the onus still lies on our government. It is their primary responsibility to provide security for the nation. And they shouldn't just be doing that, but they should be seen to be doing enough, and not just doing enough. That enough should produce and translate to seeable, feelable impact. And until then, Debbie, I dare conclude by telling you that by next week, we could still see headlines like this.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Well, please do not forget you could grab physical copies from any of your favorite vendor or catch the e-paper online. And please do not forget to also follow us or tag us at Aneke TV across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, or YouTube. We'll be right back. Thank you for still staying with us. You're still watching Sunrise on Aneke TV. Now let's take a look at today's event. Now today's event, we're remembering the victims of terrorism and banditry in Nigeria. And in solemn remembrance, we honor the countless innocent lives lost to terrorism and banditry across Nigeria. In 2023 alone, Nigeria accounted for 6% of global terrorism deaths, ranking 6th worldwide on the 2025 Global Terrorism Index. Families were torn apart, communities shattered, and hope challenged by relentless violence from groups like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa. Yet, amid the darkness, the resilience of survivors and the courage of affected communities shine through. So today we vow to remember their pain and strengthen our collective resolve for peace, justice and security for all Nigerians. And may their memories inspire us to build a safer, united nation. So please let us know what you're celebrating wherever you are, and also tag us at Aneke TV across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Or also call our phone number 070-304-37110. And it's a wrap on today's edition of Sunrise on Aneke TV. It's always a pleasure having you here in our show every morning. And please do not forget, I am Deborah Wakoba.
And I'm Uche Osai. Stay bold, be unique. And remember, keep watching Aneke TV. It will come your way same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Deborah Wakoba.
I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Enugu State is known for its rich culinary heritage, with various local government areas contributing their unique dishes and specialties. Some popular dishes across Enugu State include Okpa, a traditional Igbo dish made from Bambara groundnuts; Abacha, a popular Nigerian dish made from dried shredded cassava; Nkwobi, a spicy cow leg dish; Abobo or Fiofio, a porridge made from pigeon peas; Ofe Akwu, a traditional Nigerian soup made with palm fruits oil extract; Akpu, a traditional Nigerian food made from cassava tubers; Ogba, a traditional Nigerian food ingredient made from fermented oil bean seeds; Okwa, African breadfruit often used in traditional dishes; staples, yam and cassava. Enugu's local government area is known for their special delicacy nkwobi, isiewu, spicy cow leg, and street foods like pepper soup and grilled fish, and packaged traditional foods like dried abacha flakes and pre-packed okpa. And Enugu North is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago also has the abacha and cassava-derived dishes, distinctive abacha preparations using dried and shredded cassava. Igbo Etiti local government is known for mixed staples like yam, cassava, and legumes with pigeon pea. They also have bean dishes like abobo, fiofio, and bean-based preparations. Igbo North has rural produce like bambara nuts and cassava, as well as street breakfast items like okpa and akara. While Igbo South has festive soups and cassava accompaniments like hearty soups and cassava derives like gari and fufu. In Isuzo local government area, the local government is known for highland crops like yam, tuber crops, and dried tuber dishes like variants, which is similar to achicha and abobo. Nkanu East also has the abacha styles and variants with different preparations using fresh native beans, fried ingredients, and local sauces of smoked fish. Nkanu West has yam and vegetable combos like festival dishes, combining tuber staples with special meat and seafood dressings. Nseka is known for their okpa, achicha, and abacha. They are widely reported as common local specialties, and they have the delicacy made with corn known as ayarayoka. Oji River is known for cassava-derived snacks, abacha ingredients, okwa, smoked fish, and okpaka. Is known for trade hubs and market supply. Udenu is known for garden vegetables and accompaniments and dried tuber preparations like leafy green soups and dried tuber snacks. Udi local government is also known for cassava products and abacha, popular abacha preparations, and cassava-based products with various soups. Uzuwani local government area is known for riverine and food networks, which are the okwa, tubers such as yam and cassava, and vegetable soups with their various ways of preparation, and also their festival cooking, which is a locally caught fish and smoked proteins.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert, report danger, support community watch. True security is collective responsibility. Sacrifice is the price of progress. Without it, giving time, sleep, or comfort, no meaningful journey is easy. Perseverance turns dreams into realities. When it gets tough, push forward. The finish line rewards the one who didn't quit.
The Federal Capital Territory, FCT, is a monumental city of edifice strategically designed to showcase the aesthetic beauty of a natural ambience, a land of opportunities often referred to as the center of unity. Abuja is the political hub of the nation, lying strategically at the center of Nigeria. It was officially designated as the capital in 1976, replacing Lagos, and formally became the seat of government in 1991. The decision to build Abuja was rooted in its central location, neutrality among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups, and its vast land space, which made it perfect for expansion. Today, Abuja has grown into a well-planned, organized, and prestigious city that tells the story of Nigeria's unity and ambition. Early mornings in Abuja are alive with the buzzing sound of cars speeding through wide boulevards and flyovers. Porsche cars and executive luxury vehicles glide alongside long buses and motorcycles, painting a picture of a city where classes mix but remain distinct. It is a city where aristocrats, ruling elites, and key players of the capitalist industry share the same roads with artisans, traders, and ordinary Nigerians striving for daily survival. Yet, despite the aura of power, excellence, and wealth, Abuja is uniquely human. It is not unusual to see a minister of the Federal Republic or a high-ranking official standing in line at a shopping mall, waiting to buy one or two things like everyone else. That blend of prestige and simplicity is part of what makes Abuja truly alive. As the center of unity, Abuja is home to people from every corner of the nation, hosting over 5 major ethnic languages and countless cultural groups. Each carries its cultural emblem and beliefs, all interwoven into the city's cosmopolitan fabric. Added to this is Abuja's international status. Embassies from nearly every nation in the world stand tall within its borders, making it not just Nigeria's capital, but also a diplomatic hub where cultures, politics, and global relations converge. The city's uniqueness is greatly seen in its structures and landmarks. Its skyline boasts the impressive NNPC Towers, the Golden Domed National Mosque, the World Trade Center, the City Gate, and the imposing Federal Secretariat. The Central Bank of Nigeria rises as a symbol of economic authority, while the National Assembly complex represents democracy in action. Justice is anchored at the Supreme Court, and other high courts, and national pride gathers at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, a hub for global summits and national dialogues. These monumental structures scattered across the city give Abuja its distinctive blend of power, beauty, and modernity. Abuja's districts are carefully planned and speak volumes of its identity. Maitama is mapped out as a residential haven for the wealthy, top politicians, and high-profile individuals. Asokoro is equally affluent, hosting ministers, governors, and ambassadors. Katampe Extension and Gazupe Estate are fast-rising luxury neighborhoods with scenic landscapes, while areas like Garki, Wuse, and Area 11 estates blend commercial activities with residential living. Each zone tells its own story, yet all are tied together by the city's larger vision of order and beauty. Infrastructure is one of Abuja's strongest assets. Unlike many cities that grew without planning, Abuja was designed with foresight. Its broad highways are lined with greenery. Its roundabouts are often adorned with fountains and sculptures, and its flyovers make navigation seamless. The city gate stands as a welcoming symbol of pride, while routes leading to Aso Rock Presidential Villa reflect the seat of Nigeria's authority. From the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, travelers from across the world step into a city that is both modern and distinctly Nigerian. What makes Abuja special is not only its structures but also its spirit. It is a city where wealth and influence meets.
Hello, I'm Bebra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Enugu State is known for its rich culinary heritage, with various local government areas contributing their unique dishes and specialties. Some popular dishes across Enugu State include Okpa, a traditional Igbo dish made from Bambara groundnuts; Abacha, a popular Nigerian dish made from dried shredded cassava; Nkwobi, a spicy cow leg dish; Abobo or Fiofio, a porridge made from pigeon peas; Ofe Akwu, a traditional Nigerian soup made with palm fruits oil extract; Akpu, a traditional Nigerian food made from cassava tubers; Ogba, a traditional Nigerian food ingredient made from fermented oil bean seeds; Okwa, African breadfruit, often used in traditional dishes; Oha soup, a traditional Nigerian soup made with oha leaves and cocoyam paste. And going over to the local government areas. We begin in an Inri local government area, which is known for the following cassava-based dishes: gari, fufu, and processed flakes; market-made snacks like the okpa, which is the Bambara nut cake; Akara-style bean fritters, and palm oil-based salads. Ogu local government is known for its hearty soups and stews, pepper soup variants and goats and Newton preparations, staples, yam and cassava. Enugu's local government area is known for their special delicacy Nkwobi, Isiewu, spicy cow leg, and street foods like pepper soup and grilled fish, and packaged traditional foods like dried abacha flakes and pre-packed okpa. And Enugu North is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, Nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, Nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago also has the abacha and cassava-derived dishes, distinctive abacha preparations using dried and shredded cassava. Igbo Etiti local government is known for mixed staples like yam, cassava, and legumes with pigeon pea. They also have bean dishes like abobo, fiofio, and bean-based preparations. Igbo Eze North has rural produce like bambara nuts and cassava, as well as street breakfast items like okpa and akara. While Igbo Eze South has festive soups and cassava accompaniments like hearty soups and cassava derives like gari and fufu. In Isuzo local government area, the local government is known for highland crops like yam, tuber crops, and dried tuber dishes like variants, which is similar to achicha and abobo. Kano East also has the abacha styles and variants with different preparations using fresh native beans, fried ingredients, and local sauces of smoked fish. And Kano West has yam and vegetable combos like festival dishes, combining tuber staples with special meat and seafood dressings. And Seka is known for their okpa, achichan, and abacha. They are widely reported as common local specialties, and they have the delicacy made with corn known as ayarayoka. Oji River is known for cassava-derived snacks, abacha ingredients, okwa, smoked fish, and okpaka is known for trade hubs and market supply. Udenu is known for garden vegetables and accompaniments and dry tuber preparations like leafy green soups and dry tuber snacks. Udi local government is also known for cassava products and abacha, popular abacha preparations and cassava-based products with various soups. Uzuwani local government area is known for riverine and food networks which are the okwa, tubers such as yam and cassava, and vegetable soups with their various ways of preparation, and also their festival cooking, which is a locally caught fish and smoked proteins.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert, report danger, support community watch. True security is collective responsibility. Sacrifice is the price of progress. Without it, giving time, sleep, or comfort, no meaningful journey is easy. Perseverance turns dreams into realities. When it gets tough, push forward. The finish line rewards the one who didn't quit.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today on The Insight. Remember, The Insight is a program where we x-ray the heartbeat of politics, issues, headlines shaping our nation. And in this program, we'll bring you expert analysts, policymakers, men, women who have seen it all, who have experienced it and are willing to share about it. And of course, remember on this program, your voice matters. Today on Insight, we'll have a special guest, Honorable Nick Ozonsi, former chairman of Udi local government area, an analyst and a chieftain of PDP in Enugu State. Honorable sir, you're welcome to the Insight.
Thank you. You're welcome too.
Thank you. So, Honorable, let's get right into it.
Okay.
There's little time left. What's your assessment of Governor Peter Mbah's administration in Enugu State, especially regarding development?
Okay, no doubt, The administration of Peter Mba, I think, has, created a pathway for assessing other administrations in Enugu State and even outside the state. The governor of Enugu State started very well by putting in place some infrastructural development, by ensuring that the projects abandoned by his predecessors are being taken up, by also trying to bring new innovations into the structural development and other things in Enugu State. Take, for instance, the governor took up the construction of Enugu State International Hospital, different of its kind in the east of the Niger. He took up the continuity, let me not say reconstruction, the continuity of the International Conference Center in Enugu State. He took up the building of a smart school in the entire state and all the local governments, all the wards, let me not say local government. I don't want to begin to talk about the transport hub, which you can see that the governor Mba is really trying to alleviate the traffic and, of course, the transportation problem of people in Enugu State. Time will not permit me also to continue mentioning the other things like the modern Holy Ghost Motor Park. And there's some other, infrastructural development in different states. For instance, in different local government. For instance, you can see the rehabilitation of roads in Enugu State, the rebuilding of Soka modern markets and rest of others. There are many of them, and he's promised that after 180 days in Enugu State, that water will start running in every kitchen in Enugu State. Even if he has not achieved 100%, I think the government has achieved 50 to 60% of their promise. So, no doubt, the governor has actually tried to create an impression that truly government could be for the people and for the people.
All right, Honorable. You said he has achieved 60 to 70% of all that he promised.
I'm talking in terms of water matriculations in Enugu State.
All right, all right. Now, while you were talking, you mentioned the smart school,
yes,
the bus terminal,
yes,
bus transport system.
Yes.
For want of time, I would want to go direct to this.
Please
A
go
lot
ahead.
of people have accused the governor and his administration that most of his projects are elitist and not people-based.
Now, the most important thing is the aim and purpose of some of these projects. It does not matter whether it's elite-based or foreign-based. Any governor has the right to bring in any contractor or any person that I feel is capable of doing his project. But more importantly also, it benefits the citizenry or people of the state if the projects are state contract oriented. If he has domiciled the contracts, the contractors from Enugu State, I think that would be more, and too, that would have created more employment for people of Enugu State. But be it as it may, he's the governor, and he has the prerogative to choose whoever he wants that may deliver or that can deliver for him, not minding whether it is his direct brother from the state or outside the state. Not minding the recent issue where perhaps a contractor was given the smart schools in Enugu State to handle. And at the end of the day, stories started coming up that the contractor has run away with the money meant for that was budgeted for the smart school.
Sojimoto?
And yes, Sojimoto, yes. And eventually, He's not from Enugu State. I think he's a Yoruba boy, or I don't know where he came from.
Honorable,
Yes.
do you have issue with the contractor not being from Enugu?
That's what I said earlier before now. I said that I don't have a problem from where the contractor comes from, provided he can deliver. Are you getting me? But
in this case,
but if I'm allowed to choose, I will choose contractors because we have qualified engineers in Enugu State. I would have choose contractors from Enugu State. That will create more job opportunities for those who cannot get mere employment. Are you getting me? Right. So, but governor has chosen those he feel that they are comfortable. And you can now see the outcome where somebody has dwindled the government billions of naira and is now being declared wanted by the EFCC and even the state government. So I think the process is not, though the government meant well to ensure that these projects are being handled, but their system, their method of awarding this contract, to whom it was awarded, to how it was awarded, it has been on the air and all over Nigeria. People have been tongues have been wagging concerning the process of those, how these contracts were being awarded. Even though the governor had a good intention, but then the good is not good enough.
All right, Honorable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm rushing because of time, but before I will take you to other issues, bearing in mind what you say, speaking to the aim of the governor, analysts, intellectuals, indigenous of Enugu have argued that, for instance, the bus rapid transport system, the governor has embarked on and is working effectively, was equally embarked on by previous administration and collapsed. Don't you think that this is not the right way to go?
Now, like I said before now, the governor is first governor in Enugu State to take up the project, the abandoned project of his predecessors. Are you getting me? So, and it's working. The issue is not making starting off big projects in the state or gigantic projects. The problem is the problem of continuity, the problem of sustainability. Like if the governor goes out, will the oncoming government sustain these things he is doing, like the smart school? Another government could come and say, no, let's go back to the older system. Just like when we used to have Oriental Line, we used to have Enugu, which is then Anambra Enugu transport system. From there, we enter into Coal City. We have gone into different stages of transportation system in the state. Yeah. And today, they are all moribund. And of course, out of existence. Why? Because of sustainability. The government did not create room for sustaining some of this transportation system. It becomes in such a way that when the government goes, the program collapses. So I am praying that, like this one that the governor of Enugu State has started, hundreds of buses lined up in Okpara Square, and people were looking at them until they were brought into Holy Ghost Motor Park. There should be a program to ensure that these projects are sustained, and not after the tenure of the governor, the project collapses. So that should be a very, very important thing, even if it will be enacted by the Enugu State House of Assembly. They should have means of sustaining every project. If not that the Peter Mba took up the issue of state presidential, that place will remain a den for thieves. If not that he took up that of an international conference center to accomplish it, it will remain a burial ground. And there are so many other things that government left, but some other government came up to resuscitate them. So I think it's very important when any project is to be embarked upon in the state, there should be an assurance that these projects, should have, a sustainable law or order, so that when the governor is not there, somebody can continue. I have people saying, smart school, smart school. By the time the governor goes, the smart school collapses. It's not a good thing. So the governor has a good intention to ensure that the Enugu State people have a new phase of, educational background. And it will be a good thing for another government to come to sustain. It does not mean whether you are a fan or a close friend of Peter Mba. But once it's a good thing in the state, we should all join hands together to sustain it.
All right. Honorable,
Yeah.
you're still in the PDP.
Yes, of course, I
And
am.
you're the coordinator of deputy coordinator
Yes.
of concerned PDP stakeholders in Enugu State.
Yes.
What is this about?
Yes, the concerned citizens of PDP in Enugu State are the original PDP members, the die-hard PDP members, the PDP member who said that if anybody leaves PDP to go to any party, will still remain in PDP, including the governor that was rumored that he'll be going into APC or into any. It's just a rumor. I keep telling people that as long as the governor remains the governor of Enugu State, he is the leader of PDP. But if he's leaving PDP today to another party, there are, the aborigines, there are the fundamental members of PDP who said on PDP we stand. I know there was a time when there was almost nothing like PDP. It was only people like Nyesom Wike, them, count them, there are some of them who insisted on PDP will remain. And that is where you're still hearing about PDP today.
All right.
So we are the people who said on PDP, even if it is the last, we are to be 2 or 3 standing on the line. If they leave PDP to any party they like, oh, good and fine. We are the people that will hold the tenets of PDP in Enugu State.
All right, that speaks to the fact that there's a concern, there's an issue.
Yes.
Are you scared or you are afraid that Governor Pitamba is most likely to join his colleagues
Oh,
and
no.
APC?
No. Pitamba is a citizen of Nigeria. And he has the constitutional right to join any party he likes. Some people have joined one parties more. Atiku has joined, I think, more than 4 times, run in and run out. So the governor of Enugu State, it is his constitutional right to move to any party of his choice where he feels there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
But Honorable
So,
Nick,
but I'm coming. I am not afraid. That is why we are the people who said we want to maintain the tenets of PDP. We want to ensure that even if the fire remains the last charcoal, we keep fanning that charcoal until it blossoms. That we are not moving anywhere. We are not going outside anywhere apart from PDP, even if it's the last person that stands.
Honorable Nick will be the last man standing. Is that to say that should tomorrow the governor moves, Honorable Nick will still remain in PDP?
Jesus Christ. I'm saying it, I've said it in NTA, I've said it in DSTV, I've said it in the radio and everywhere. Governor has his executives, he has the local government chairman, he has supporters and whatever. Yes, who may wish to move with him to any political party. It does not stop our one-on-one relationship. But I said and I maintain before the world that on PDP we stand. We can stay in PDP to make corrections. Those things that anybody may be running away from, they are not, incorrectable. We can correct those things and then ensure that things are being put in place. I've said it on the air. If the governor reports that anybody is putting finger in his eyes that is trying to push him out of PDP, I will march more than 1,000 men from Enugu State to go and meet that person who said that governor should leave, so that we can appeal to the governor not to go anywhere. But if the governor insists that maybe party A or party B or C is where he finds succor or where he can actualize his dream, I wish him well. But on PDP, I stand with my group.
All right, Honorable, this is strange, given that I've interviewed a lot of men, I've interacted with many who said that Governor Pitamba is the party. Wherever he goes, they go. But now you said you will be the last man standing in PDP.
Yes.
But is it not worrisome that your party is in crisis?
There's no party that has never been in crisis. Call the party, call it APC, call it PDP, call it Labour Party. There's no party in Nigeria that has never been into 1 or 2 crises. And at the end of the day, they resolve and get back to their house and they amend their house. So PDP will still bounce back. Just like the Labour Party, they've been in a lot of litigation in the Labour Party. Just like in APC, there have been problems who to be the national chairman at the end of the day. So there's no party without an iota of a problem. And at the end of the day, they resolve and their party continues.
You see your party resolving these issues when a member of NEC of your party at the national has come publicly to say that he will stop at nothing to see that the opposition or the leading APC presidential candidate, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, emerges in 2027. This man sits in your neck and has given your party conditions which may not be tenable before your assumed convention of November 15 and 16th in Ibadan.
You are talking about Nyesom Wike.
Sure.
The former governor of Rivers State, who is
Yes.
now the minister
Yes.
of the FCT. Let me tell you something. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. Nyesom Wike stands to show PDP that you cannot eat your cake with left hand and you collect it with your right hand.
You support him?
I am coming. I'm not supporting. I'm making assertions. When Nyesom Wike were sponsoring the different governors from different states in the elections, they were clapping hands for him. When Nyesom Wike was supporting and ensuring that some people become members of National Executive Council, National Working Committee, BOT members, putting in his money, they were clapping hands. And now, in all, Nyesom Wike holds all of them on the neck. Who are they now to begin to try him? When election of Rivers State, that they say it was won by the Labour Party, but at the end of the day, they declared the APC, that Nyesom Wike has hand in it. Who among these PDP people that are making noise that came up to probe Nyesom Wike or to try him that he did anti-party? Nobody. They were silent because of this information I gave you now, that he supported all of them. So how can you have a lizard in your house and you allow it to grow to crocodile? And when it became a crocodile, you begin to shout foul? No. Nyesom Wike is standing on justice. He's standing on the Constitution. How can somebody who was, let me take for instance, in the South East here, the Southeastern leader of PDP, Ali Odefa, he was suspended by his word, and the thing continued to linger until the thing went to court, and they warned him, and the Supreme Court gave verdict about him. That is no more the Southeast PDP chairman, the zonal chairman. And he's still showing himself. And Wike is saying, on that court process, he stands. Supreme Court, I'm not talking about High Court. How can we cover it? You come to issue of Samuel Anyanwu, who was the PDP National Secretary. Samuel Anyanwu went to contest for an election as governorship election. And when he failed, he came back to take his position as the secretary of PDP. They started crying for him, saying no. Forgetting that the PDP constitution says the person that wants to contest to any of these high positions may resign. Mark the word. So the Sam Anyanwu group capitalized on that word, may. And then when he finished, he came back to contest his position. And one of our brothers called Sunday Okoye, struggled with him. The governor supported him and the rest of the people in the Southeast. But at the end of the day, Sam Anyanwu also, with that word, may, won at the Supreme Court. So tell me why Wike will not insist that whatever is the verdict of Supreme Court should stand, and people sees him as a tiger in the forest. And so, when you're talking about Nyesom Wike, there are areas that make Nyesom Wike bad, and there are areas that make even me bad. There are areas that makes you good or bad. So Nyesom Wike stood on this and said, if it's not according to the Constitution, he might decide to go to court.
Now, Honorable,
go ahead and ask me.
The concerned PDP
yes.
in Enugu, where do they stand in all this?
The concerned PDP in Enugu, they are not into legal battle with anybody. Our own is that we want to hold our PDP like a newborn baby, a baby without father and mother. We are not looking for anybody's sponsor. We are not looking for anybody to clap hand. We only said, let PDP be PDP. We cannot close PDP because there are other interests that want to move to other parties. We remain in PDP, and on PDP we stand.
All right. Some have argued that your party zoning its 2027 presidential slot to the South is a ploy to declare support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. There's something we normally say in this world, when we matter. When we matter means that there's nothing you do to human beings or people of this world to satisfy them. In the previous election, they said the North don't want the South to bring a presidential candidate. Even Nwike was angry with Atiku Abubakar because Atiku Abubakar wanted it to be from the north again. That was why Atiku Abubakar emerged under PDP. Until when people saw what Nwike and the G5 governors were, requesting that they should allow the South to produce to presidents in PDP. That's why they made a U-turn this time to say we are zoning it to the South. Remember, they were crying about the previous North Abubakar. Now, if they had allowed the thing to remain in the North again, it would have been the same hue and cry. That they have allowed the North again to produce presidential candidate. Now that they have allowed the South to go and bring presidential candidates in this South, people are saying it's a ploy to enable Ahmed Tinubu to win the election. So, what do we do to make people happy or to satisfy people? What we should be talking about is having a credible candidate from the Southeast. A credible candidate from the Southeast or even from the South that can stand and challenge the presidential candidate of the APC. That's what we should be clamoring for. I'm not saying they want to bring it to the South for Tinubu to take it back to the North. It even be better for them. So we are all along we've been saying that we have not been given opportunity in the South, especially in the Southeast, to produce a presidential candidate. Now the opportunity has come. We will continue to cry wolves as against when it was in the North, during the time Atiku Abubakar takes it on. So I think we should give our people a chance. We should look for a credible candidate from inside PDP to come and contest this election.
Speaking to credible candidates,
yes.
Do you support the call for former President Goodluck Jonathan to come back as your presidential candidate?
You are too far. So you never heard that I have intention of contesting presidential election.
I've not heard you declare.
Okay, you should hear it today.
Are you declaring for the position?
When the time comes, I am coming. So when you're talking about Jonathan is very far.
But is the call from your party members?
I am coming. People are making their intentions known. I am telling you my own. Even you, if they give you the position the backing to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have all it takes to be the president of Nigeria.
I'm not a politician.
Must you be a politician? Must you be a politician? Was Aneke a politician?
Okay. having said that, Honorable.
Yeah.
What's your position, and what will be the position of PDP in Southeast, owing to the call from former Minister of Information, Professor Jerry Gana, having heard from former Governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, that former Governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, should return to PDP. Are you favorably disposed to him coming back and possibly?
Now you have asked me an intelligent question. I think I am happy with this your question. If Peter Obi comes into PDP, Peter Obi will make a giant footprint. Peter Obi will make what we call a lion scratch on the skin of an animal. Peter Obi has created impact all through Nigeria. Peter Obi has come to prove that without money, people could be voted in or trusted. That's why they used to call him the president who doesn't give shishi. If Peter Obi comes, it is not an issue of Labour Party. Peter Obi, if he comes, is coming with the strength and legaria of the obedient movement. And mind the obedient movement are people from different political parties, people who are not even partisan, artisans everywhere. They are this movement. So these people are still standing on the ground. So whichever party Peter Obi goes, I am envisaging that the remnants of this movement will go with him, coupled with the people in that party. So I think Peter Obi will have a better advantage than myself, who doesn't have that kind of movement. I only have my mouth and then my friends all over Nigeria.
And you have your followers as well.
That's what I'm saying, that my followers may be just very minute compared to Peter Obi's followers. Okay. So I think it will be an advantage. That of Goodluck Jonathan, if I'm in a position, I will beg Jonathan to to sustain the tempo of his honor in Nigeria and the entire world, I will plead with him to remain an elderly statesman, which he is, remain a man of integrity, which he is, remain a man who could be seen as a political solution in situations like what happened during his time. I think with this, people should allow people, anybody from, I'm not just hinging on P2B, but anybody who is credible from the Southeast to contest this election.
All right. Having said that, let's go back again. Let's take a step backwards.
Okay.
Your NEC member, financier of your party, has said he's coming back, will kill PDP. Yes, Aneke.
I am coming. That is his opinion. Are you getting me? It is his opinion. And let us, one thing he has not made open for we to understand is why would he keep PDP? And I want to say, why is people scared of P2B? I am not a member of the Labour Party. I am not a fan of any of these people. There are other people. What of the former governor of Enugu State? Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, is he not capable of leading? You are forcing me to talk. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, the former governor, is capable of being the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Honorable, this is insight.
Are you getting me?
This is insight. You can talk.
No, we are talking.
This is the insight.
So, you
Where
know,
we'll talk.
it's not just about P2B. Even the APC minister from the current administration, Uche Nnaji is capable of being the president. It doesn't matter whose horse is God. Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
Yes, some of these ex-governors, even Sullivan Chime. But let us start from the known to the unknown.
All right.
Are you getting me? So it doesn't matter what people think about people, but the credibility of a man's integrity lies on what the person has been able to do in the past, his antecedents. Are you getting me?
All right.
So if the Southeast will be honest with themselves, people like the former governor of Enugu State can be president. Uche Nnaji, the minister of Labour, could be the president. And there are a lot of credible people in from Enugu State or from the South, or from the Southeast. Mention many of them. So forget about anybody talking about P2B. P2B has his background far beyond some of the people I mentioned. But somebody that don't have background today could have a background tomorrow. P2B didn't just start. P2B was a governor of Anambra State. His supporters didn't just jump from the sky. It is gradually. So if I see people that could stand behind me or behind some of the people I mentioned, they could do exploit. Right. Honestly speaking, when you hear them speaking, when you hear them talking.
All right. Before I come to a very important issue.
Please go ahead.
Let me, since we are talking about parties, the coalition called the ADC.
Okay.
Do you think they will be able to dislodge the PDP and make inroad in 2027?
Dislodge the PDP or dislodge every other party?
Let's start with the PDP because these are mainly your former members.
Okay, let me tell you what's happening about ADC. There was an intention they had about ADC when ADC first started, that it's going to be an all-inclusive state party. But at the end of the day, from your own analysis, you can see that the thing is gradually shifting northwards. Go and look at it. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of Atiku Abubakar. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of El-Rufai. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of the former Senate president, who is their current chairman, David Mark. Then you go into the APC bloc. The APC bloc is gradually shifting down west and spreading a little to the east. It's a good analysis I'm giving you. So if the ADC has started with the tempo with which everybody saw it, it would have been like the obedient movement.
All right.
But when the center cannot hold, Chinua Achebe said things will start falling apart.
Okay. Having said that, we are talking the Southeast now. There's a worrisome issue that has been in the football in the Southeast over time immemorial. Aneke is doing voter registration exercise.
Okay.
The numbers from the Southeast is not encouraging.
Okay.
Enugu State in particular.
Okay.
he has to take the likes of Erufai to go to Imo State and preach to them there to participate in the voter registration exercise.
Okay.
Honorable Nick, is it not worrisome that with this attitude that we cannot make inroad in national politics?
Well, somebody said once beaten, twice shy. The apathy in voters registration is not unconnected with the treatments the Southeasterners have been receiving after every election. You see a local government that will vote, or a state perhaps that will vote and have up to maybe 20 or 30 million voters. And at the end of the day, they will say that that state, the party that holds sway in that state, did not win. Take issue of P2B, for instance. Take issue of what happened in River State, for instance. People will vote, be with their voting strength, carry their records to show they win. At the end of the day, different thing is declared. And it makes some people to begin to feel that, are we falling back? Are we moving backward or forward in electioneering in Enugu State? So it's good to advertise for voters' education or registration of voters. But it's more important to have what we call electoral reform in Nigeria. Electoral reform where the president will not have an absolute power over INEC. Electoral reform where the president can no longer appoint the INEC chairman. Electoral reform where people's vote counts. From their ward, election will be declared. At their local government, election will be declared. At the state, election will be, and at the end of the day, the whole thing will be collated. Not a place whereby you hear that Beaver works here. Beaver did not work here. Manual collation was done there, and the electronic collation. No, there should be harmony. There should be harmony in all these things so that Nigerians will have confidence in the electoral system. There should be amended electoral laws to ensure that this thing I'm saying are done. It's not what the government can just get up and say, we have done this. No, it has to go back to the National Assembly, where they have to review the Constitution and, of course, the strength of INEC, the strength of the president towards INEC, and some of these things that needed to be done to be harmonized to ensure that people are not disenfranchised at the end of every election. That is what is causing this empathy in registration of voters.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Honorable, speaking to reforms, before I let you go, for once of time, let me read something to you.
Okay.
Local government chairmen who overestimate their autonomy may face election crisis. With this, it's credited to you, Honorable.
Okay.
It seems we are speaking to reform. It seems you're not in support of autonomy for local governments.
We didn't discuss about autonomy. Remember, we are talking about electoral reforms and what have you. But
Yes,
if you want to talk
we're
about,
talking about
if you want to
reforms.
talk
Yes.
about local government autonomy, I will educate you small.
Yes. Now, you've spoken to reforms,
Yes.
the electoral, the voter, why the apathy.
Okay.
So I'm taking you now on reforms. It's on the front burner
concerning the
that local government.
Okay. 1999 Constitution created 3 tiers government, and of which the local government is the 3rd tier. That's the federal, the state, and the local government. But since then, the local government has been in the pocket of the state governors. And people have been clamoring or agitating. Why should they call it a 3rd tier of government when it doesn't have a government of its own? And that was why the thing went to National Assembly. After National Assembly, it went to the Supreme Court, granting autonomy to the local government. And I stood in NTA in some television to tell people that there's difference between administrative autonomy and the financial autonomy in local government. Listen to me very well. If you give a local government financial autonomy, let your allocation be coming direct from the federal government. You have not given the local government administrative autonomy, where the state will not have hand in the administration of the local government, by appointing local government chairman, by arranging the elections, and what have you. So until, I repeat to Nigerians, until local government gains both financial and administrative autonomy, the thought of government will be as good as being moribund. Because if you do anything as a local government chairman, the governor will remove you. Even some of them that are receiving the allocation directly from the federal allocations, they don't tamper it without liaising with the governors. If you do that, the next election, you may not see yourself on the table. So you must be open, allow the government to be dialoguing with you in terms of whatever comes to the local government. But if you say you want to do it alone, that any money coming to the local government because they are giving local government autonomy, you want to hold it, you earn to nothing. I was a local government chairman. I started from being a deputy before I became the chairman of the council. So I am speaking from experience. If you said, we have financial autonomy, our allocation is coming from the federal. If you tamper with that money without the directive of the state, you are finished. But the state will not come openly to attack you. But they will tell you, so amount that came in, so go to so deduction is to be made. It's only yes that will be coming out of your mouth.
All right.
And if you go beyond that, don't think about the next election.
All right.
Even if you stay to the end of the tenure where you are.
All right. Honorable, we're out of time. But before I let you go, your final word on the performance of PDP in Enugu State. Should the election be called tomorrow, do you think the PDP would win, even if this governor moves to the APC?
There are two things to this. People say that in time of crisis, you do not keep cooking pepper soup in your house. When there is crisis, even if it's unubu or herbs, you eat and let the war continue. But if you go down to start making merry when you have problem, there is a problem. The exit of Pitamba, if he does, I repeat, it will shake PDP in Enugu State. Especially the foundation he has laid in terms of infrastructure development. But when one door is closed, another is open. If Pitamba lives by the right-hand side, you will see people that will come in through the right-hand side.
All right.
So PDP in Enugu State will survive, though they will struggle and suffer, but it will not, their level of failure will not be as expected by opponents. On PDP we stand, and we cannot leave PDP because anybody is intending to leave PDP. We will hold the tenets and constitution of PDP to the end, even if it's only one man standing on the line. On PDP, Nichols stands.
All right. You've heard that. On PDP, he stands. On PDP, they stand. This is where we'll draw the curtain today on the Insight. Remember, on the Insight, your opinion, your voice matters. Let us know what you think about this issue, about this topic, on our Aneke TV, on our Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube. You've heard from the man himself. We've been speaking to Honorable Nick Ozonsi, former chairman of Udi local government, a political analyst, and currently the deputy coordinator concerned PDP stakeholders in Enugu State. Honorable, it's been wonderful speaking to you.
Chief Uche, thank you very much.
We pray and we hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
There are a lot of issues to cover, and we are openly inviting you to interact
From
with
time to time, just you call me, I'll be available to visit your studio.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and your lovable staffs.
Thank you, sir.
your body. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, you know, better than Georgie, your boy, I'm not a Georgie.
Again, I should know about it. Can I be an issue dog? I got about you.
The Federal Capital Territory, FCT, is a monumental city of edifice strategically designed to showcase the aesthetic beauty of a natural ambience, a land of opportunities often referred to as the center of unity. Abuja is the political hub of the nation, lying strategically at the center of Nigeria. It was officially designated as the capital in 1976, replacing Lagos, and formally became the seat of government in 1991. The decision to build Abuja was rooted in its central location, neutrality among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups, and its vast land space, which made it perfect for expansion. Today, Abuja has grown into a well-planned, organized, and prestigious city that tells the story of Nigeria's unity and ambition. Early mornings in Abuja are alive with the buzzing sound of cars speeding through wide boulevards and flyovers. Porsche cars and executive luxury vehicles glide alongside long buses and motorcycles, painting a picture of a city where classes mix but remain distinct. It is a city where aristocrats, ruling elites and key players of the capitalist industry share the same roads with artisans, traders and ordinary Nigerians striving for daily survival. Yet, despite the aura of power, excellence and wealth, Abuja is uniquely human. It is not unusual to see a minister of the Federal Republic or a high-ranking official standing in line at a shopping mall, waiting to buy one or two things like everyone else. That blend of prestige and simplicity is part of what makes Abuja truly alive. As the center of unity, Abuja is home to people from every corner of the nation, hosting over 5 major ethnic languages and countless cultural groups. Each carries its cultural emblem and beliefs, all interwoven into the city's cosmopolitan fabric. Added to this is Abuja's international status. Embassies from nearly every nation in the world stand tall within its borders, making it not just Nigeria's capital, but also a diplomatic hub where cultures, politics, and global relations converge. The city's uniqueness is greatly seen in its structures and landmarks. Its skyline boasts the impressive NNPC Towers, the Golden Domed National Mosque, the World Trade Center, the City Gate, and the imposing Federal Secretariat. The Central Bank of Nigeria rises as a symbol of economic authority, while the National Assembly complex represents democracy in action. Justice is anchored at the Supreme Court, and other high courts and national pride gathers at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, a hub for global summits and national dialogues. These monumental structures scattered across the city give Abuja its distinctive blend of power, beauty, and modernity. Abuja's districts are carefully planned and speak volumes of its identity. Maitama is mapped out as a residential haven for the wealthy, top politicians and high-profile individuals. Asokoro is equally affluent, hosting ministers, governors and ambassadors. Katampe Extension and Gazupe Estate are fast-rising luxury neighborhoods with scenic landscapes, while areas like Garki, Wuse and Area 11 estates blend commercial activities with residential living. Each zone tells its own story, yet all are tied together by the city's larger vision of order and beauty. Infrastructure is one of Abuja's strongest assets. Unlike many cities that grew without planning, Abuja was designed with foresight. Its broad highways are lined with greenery. Its roundabouts are often adorned with fountains and sculptures, and its flyovers make navigation seamless. The city gate stands as a welcoming symbol of pride, while routes leading to Aso Rock Presidential Villa reflect the seat of Nigeria's authority. From the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, travelers from across the world step into a city that is both modern and distinctly Nigerian. What makes Abuja special is not only its structures but also its spirit. It is a city where wealth and influence meets.
Hello, I'm Bebra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chinwendo Ifeanyi.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Enugu State is known for its rich culinary heritage. with various local government areas contributing their unique dishes and specialties. Some popular dishes across Enugu State include Okpa, a traditional Igbo dish made from Bambara groundnuts; Abacha, a popular Nigerian dish made from dried shredded cassava; Nkwobi, a spicy cow leg dish; Abobo or Fiofio, a porridge made from pigeon peas; Ofe Akwu, a traditional Nigerian soup made with palm fruits oil extract; Akpu, a traditional Nigerian food made from cassava tubers; Ogba, a traditional Nigerian food ingredient made from fermented oil bean seeds; Okwa, African breadfruit often used in traditional dishes; Oha soup, a traditional Nigerian soup made with oha leaves and cocoyam paste. And going over to the local government areas, we begin in an Inri local government area, which is known for the following cassava-based dishes: gari, fufu, and processed flakes; market-made snacks like the okpa, which is the Bambara nut cake; akara-style bean fritters, and palm oil-based salads. Ogu local government is known for its hearty soups and stews, pepper soup variants and goats and Milton preparations, staples, yam and cassava. Enugu's local government area is known for their special delicacy nkwobi, isiewu, spicy cow leg, and street foods like pepper soup and grilled fish, and packaged traditional foods like dried abacha flakes and pre-packed okpa. And Enugu North is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, ogba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago also has the abacha and cassava-derived dishes, distinctive abacha preparations using dried and shredded cassava. Igbo Etiti local government is known for mixed staples like yam, cassava, and legumes with pigeon pea. They also have bean dishes like abobo, fiofio, and bean-based preparations. Igbo North has rural produce like bambara nuts and cassava, as well as street breakfast items like okpa and akara. While Igbo South has festive soups and cassava accompaniments like hearty soups and cassava derives like gari and fufu. In Isuzo local government area, the local government is known for highland crops like yam, tuber crops, and dried tuber dishes like variants, which is similar to achicha and abobo. Nkanu East also has the abacha styles and variants with different preparations using fresh native beans, fried ingredients, and local sauces of smoked fish. Nkanu West has yam and vegetable combos like festival dishes, combining tuber staples with special meat and seafood dressings. And Nseka is known for their okpa, achicha, and abacha. They are widely reported as common local specialties, and they have the delicacy made with corn known as ayarayoka. Oji River is known for cassava-derived snacks, abacha ingredients, okwa, smoked fish, and okpaka is known for trade hubs and market supply. Udenu is known for garden vegetables and accompaniments and dry tuber preparations like leafy green soups and dry tuber snacks. Udi local government is also known for cassava products and abacha. popular abacha preparations, and cassava-based products with various soups. Uzuwani local government area is known for riverine and food networks, which are the okwa, tubers such as yam and cassava, and vegetable soups with their various ways of preparation, and also their festival cooking, which is a locally caught fish and smoked proteins.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert, report danger, support community watch. True security is collective responsibility. Sacrifice is the price of progress. Without it, giving time, sleep, or comfort, no meaningful journey is easy. Perseverance turns dreams into realities. When it gets tough, push forward. The finish line rewards the one who didn't quit.
Bishop, whoa, whoa, whoa. chi como toto ike je kanadu je mwaka wede wibo mwasha wa mwaka no mo junjo kone daga bele mwasha wa wibo boshimina je no kwa banye mojanye je no kwa banye Agela baya, agela baya oh. Wajega logo du buji.
Good afternoon and welcome to the news across the country on Aneke TV. First, the headlines. President Tinubu seeks National Assembly approval for $2.3 billion loan. New acting Aneke chairman takes over. Senate moves to seize passports of convicted Nigerians for 10 years. Ogun State Governor defends airport location. University workers set for nationwide protest over unmet FG promises. President Tinubu accepts resignation of Science Minister. Police widows allege sexual harassment over gratuity payments. I'm Deborah Wakoba with the details of the news. President Bola Tinubu has asked the National Assembly to approve $2.3 billion in new external borrowing and a $500 million sovereign sukuk issuance. In a letter read by House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, Tinubu said the funds will finance part of the 2025 budget, refinance Nigerians' $1,118 billion Eurobond due in November 2025 and support infrastructure projects. He explained that the borrowing aligns with the Debt Management of Office Act and aims to diversify Nigeria's funding sources through Eurobonds, syndicated loans, and Islamic finance instruments. Tinubu said the international sukuk Nigerians first would build on the sources of domestic sukuk insurance that have raised 1.39 trillion naira since 2017. If backed by the Islamic Corporation for the Insurance of Investment and Export Credits, ICIEC, 25% of proceeds will go towards repaying costly debts, while the rest funds key infrastructure. The president assured lawmakers that the Finance Ministry and DMO would seek the best terms, reaffirming his commitment to prudent debt management. It's a goodbye bid. After 10 years at the helm, Professor Mahmood Yakubu has bowed out as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, handing over to National Commissioner May Agabuche Mbu as acting chair. Yakubu said his decision was to allow for a smooth transition and give his successor time to prepare for upcoming elections. Speaking during the handover in Abuja, Yakubu expressed gratitude to INEC staff, political stakeholders and Nigerians for their support, saying his tenure brought major reforms including biometric voter registration, digital result transmission and improved electoral logistics. He noted that while progress had been made, more work remained ahead, with preparations already on the way for the 2026 Ekiti and Osun governorship elections and the 2027 general polls. In a response, Agamuche Mbu praised Yakubu's meritorious service, pledging to sustain his legacy and uphold the integrity and professionalism of the commission. Following Yakubu's tenure end, President Bola Tinubu has accepted the exit of Professor Mahmood Yakubu as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, marking the end of his 10-year leadership at the electoral body. Yakubu's tenure, which began in 2015 and was renewed in 2020, officially expired this month. In a statement by Presidential aide Bayo Nanuga, President Tinubu commended Professor Yakubu for his role in deepening Nigerians' democracy through credible elections and conferred on him the Commander of the Order of the Niger citizens from committing crimes abroad and restore Nigeria's global image, which has been tarnished by the actions of a few. He noted that Nigerians face stricter visa rules in countries like China, Canada, South Africa, and Germany due to rising criminal convictions, adding that innocent travelers often suffer harassment and discrimination as a result. Senator Onawo described the measure as a responsible step toward protecting Nigerians' integrity and assuring that the Green Passport regains its lost respect in international circles. Now, in a response to critics, Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State has defended his administration's decision to build the Gateway International Airport in Ilai-Sani, Peru, describing it as a key to the state's economic growth and aligned with his predecessor's visions. Speaking at the official flag-off of commercial operations, Governor Abiodun said the project, which began in 2021, has silenced critics and was completed faster than most airports in the country. The inaugural value jet flight, a CRJ-900 with flight number 5NBXR, departed Ogun at 10:07 a.m. and landed in Abuja at 11:03 a.m. Mr. Abiodun noted that the facility was designed for both passenger and cargo services, with security and cargo infrastructure already in place. In a statement, the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, have declared a one-day nationwide protest for Thursday, October 9th, over the federal government's failure to address their lingering demands. In a memo issued by the union's Joint Action Committee, JAC directed all university branches to hold emergency meetings and mobilize members for protest marches and press briefings across campuses. Their grievances include the alleged unfair sharing of 50 billion naira earned allowances, delay in renegotiating the 2009 FG NASU SANU agreement, non-payment of salary arrears, and withheld deductions. The union said the government had failed to act despite a 21-day ultimatum and 2 meetings with the Ministry of Education, vowing to continue pressure until their demands are met. Earlier, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has called on the federal government to increase spending on education and improve teacher welfare, warning that neglect of the sector threatens Nigerians' future. Speaking at the World Teachers' Day celebration in Abuja, NLC President Comrade Joe Ajero said teachers remain praised to heaven but starved on earth, lamenting poor pay, poor working conditions, and lack of respect for the profession. He urged government to meet UNESCO's benchmark of allocating at least 6% of GDP and 20% of public expenditure to education. Comrade Ajero also decried exploitation of private school teachers and called for their right to unite, warning that continued neglect could worsen teacher shortages and brain drain in the education sector. This news broadcast is coming to you live from Aneke TV. Remember, you can follow us on all social media feeds on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, here on YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. President Tinubu seeks National Assembly approval for $2.3 billion loan. New acting INEC chairman takes over. Senate moves to seize passports of convicted Nigerians for 10 years. Ogun State Governor defends airport location. University workers set for nationwide protest over unmet FG promises. And coming up shortly, President Tinubu accepts resignation of Science Minister. Police widows allege sexual harassment over gratuity payments. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has accepted the resignation of Chief Uche Geoffrey Naji, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, following allegations of certificate forgery. On the other hand, wives of retired Nigerian police officers have stormed the National Assembly accusing officials of demanding sex before releasing their late husband's gratuities. The protesters, joined by widows and retired officers, lamented years of neglect and hardship, saying the contributory pension scheme, CPS, has left many destitute. They demanded the immediate removal of police personnel from the scheme, calling it a fraudulent system. One widow decried, "Before they call us to collect our husband gratuities, they ask to sleep with us or our daughters. Enough is enough." Human rights activist Omoyele Sowore joined the protest, describing the CPS as an exploitative policy that robs officers of the dignity after years of service. He vowed continued support until government action is taken. Sowore criticized Nigerians' leaders for living in luxury while retired officers and their families languish in poverty, warning that one day prayers will stop and people will take action. Now moving over to business. Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Mr. Taiwo Oyodele, says 98% of Nigerians will either stop paying tax or see a sharp reduction in their pay-as-you-earn, payee rate when the new tax law takes effect in January 2026. He explained that only the top 2% of high-income earners will pay more, while low-income households earning about 200,000 naira monthly will be exempted entirely. Mr. Oyedele, who spoke at the Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja, said the reform aims to lift Nigerians out of poverty and make the tax system fairer. And still on business, the Abia State government has identified 55 potential tourism sites across its 17 local councils as part of plans to use tourism for economic growth and environmental sustainability. Commissioner for Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Mr. Matthew Ekwiribe, announced this during the 2025 World Tourism Day celebration in the Umahia-themed Tourism and Sustainable Transformation. He said the state aims to become a leading cultural and eco-tourism destination with projects including eco-tourism hubs, digitized heritage sites, and youth and women empowerment programs. Now moving over to sports. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will battle the Crocodiles of Lesotho on Friday, October 10, in a must-win 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium, Polokwane, South Africa. Kick-off is 5:00 p.m. Nigeria time. Nigeria, currently third in Group C with 11 points, trails leaders Benin Republic and South Africa by 3 points. Their qualification hopes brightened after FIFA docked South Africa 3 points for fielding an illegible player earlier in the qualifiers. Coach Eric Schell has named a 23-man squad, including Victor Osimhen, Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, and returning stars Terem Murphy and William Troost-Ekong. Zaidu Sanusi and Uche Christianos are late additions to the team. And still on sports, 17 Super Eagles stars, including Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman, have arrived in Polokwane, South Africa, ahead of Friday's must-win 2026 World Cup qualifier against Lesotho. The squad, joined by the technical crew on Monday, also includes Ndidi, Troost-Ekong, Simon, Iwobi, Chukwueze, Basi, and goalkeepers Nwabali, Adeleye, and Obasogi. Nigerians sit third in Group C with 11 points and must win the last 2 matches while hoping for favorable results from South Africa and Benin Republic to keep their qualification hopes alive. Now to the world of entertainment. London State Modern has opened a landmark exhibition, Nigerian Modernism, celebrating more than 50 pioneering artists whose work span from 1910 to the 1990s. The showcase features celebrated figures like Bruce Onobrakbeya, Ben Enwonwu, Aneke, Davis Okundaye, and El Anatsui, blending indigenous styles with modern techniques to tell Nigerians' artistic story through colonization, independence, and the Civil War. At 93, Onobrakbeya described the exhibition as one of the greatest things to happen to Nigerian art, while curator Osei Bonsu said it highlights how artists redefine creativity through collaboration and innovation. To end the news across the country, here are the main points. President Bola Tinubu has sought National Assembly approval for $2.3 billion loan and $500 million sovereign sukuk to finance the 2025 budget and infrastructure projects while ensuring prudent debt management. After a decade in office, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu has stepped down, handing over Eme Agubuche Mbu as acting chairman. We also told you that non-academic staff under NASU and SANU have declared a nationwide protest over the federal government's failure to meet their long-standing welfare and allowance demands. That ends the news. For breaking news, eyewitness report, please call 07030437110 or visit our social media feeds across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, YouTube, all at Aneke TV. I'm Deborah Wakoba. Thank you for joining us.
ndurugede dokara jana gutebe bulo woro ndurugede abe makwalo yuje dile jinu ka dole nyokago mwaka mweze wibo mwasho wa mwaka lobo ndujo lobo da chigo mototo dikeje kanaduje mwaka mweze wibo mwasho wa mwaka lobo ndujo kone daga bele mwasho wa wibo boshimina ejelo nkwo banye mujanye jelo nkwo banye agela baya
Hello, I'm Bebra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chinwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert. Report danger. Support community watch. True security is collective responsibility. Sacrifice is the price of progress. Without it, giving time, sleep, or comfort, no meaningful journey is easy. Perseverance turns dreams into realities. When it gets tough, push forward. The finish line rewards the one who didn't quit.
The Federal Capital Territory, FCT, is a monumental city of edifice strategically designed to showcase the aesthetic beauty of a natural ambience, a land of opportunities often referred to as the center of unity. Abuja is the political hub of the nation, lying strategically at the center of Nigeria. It was officially designated as the capital in 1976, replacing Lagos, and formally became the seat of government in 1991. The decision to build Abuja was rooted in its central location, neutrality among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups, and its vast land space, which made it perfect for expansion. Today, Abuja has grown into a well-planned, organized, and prestigious city that tells the story of Nigeria's unity and ambition. Early mornings in Abuja are alive with the buzzing sound of cars speeding through wide boulevards and flyovers. Porsche cars and executive luxury vehicles glide alongside long buses and motorcycles, painting a picture of a city where classes mix but remain distinct. It is a city where aristocrats, ruling elites, and key players of the capitalist industry share the same roads with artisans, traders, and ordinary Nigerians striving for daily survival. Yet, despite the aura of power, excellence, and wealth, Abuja is uniquely human. It is not unusual to see a minister of the Federal Republic or a high-ranking official.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Have you ever thought of Nigeria hosting the, Formula One? That's the motorsports. Sometimes it is power bikes. Sometimes it is actually, the Formula One Grand Prix. Yes, it is looking like it's going to be a possibility because Nigeria has just submitted a bid to host the Formula One Grand Prix. So also the NFF, the Falconers coach, has sent a motivating message to the Super Falconets as they gear up for their Under-17 World Cup. My name is Kelechi Nnaji, and this is Extra Time on Aneke TV, coming your way every day, yes, every work day, Monday to Friday by 12:30 p.m. And today we're bringing you stories from around the world, but we are focusing mainly on Nigeria because it is the international break and there is so much going on as our Under-20 team also continues at the Under-20 World Cup going on currently, and the Super Eagles have prepared themselves for the penultimate World Cup qualifying games. So also the Under-17 female team, they are preparing for the Under-17 World Cup. So much happening with the national teams. So we're going to travel all around the world to check out how they are all gearing up for the games. But then it is definitely that program where you get yourself everything you need to know in the world of sports. Even retired players are tipping Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. And, we all know it's going to be a very hard ask, but definitely it is one we want to go for. Nigeria has finally launched a bid to host the Formula One Grand Prix in Abuja, a move that could mark the sport's return to the African continent for the first time since 1993. The chairman of the National Sports Commission, Malam Shehu Diko, announced that the proposal has been submitted to the Federation International de Automobile and Formula One Management through Opus Racing Promotions, Nigeria's official representative in the negotiation. And Shehu Diko said that this bid is more than just about hosting a race. It is about showcasing Nigeria's capacity, creativity, and commitment to developing world-class sporting infrastructure. It is a landmark project that will redefine Nigeria's place in global motorsports and sports tourism. The Abuja Grand Prix bids to enjoy the support of top government officials and private sector partners. And invitations have been reportedly been extended to the Formula One Chief Executive Officer, Stefano De Monical, and racing legend Lewis Hamilton, and also TK engineers and also architects, the global design firm behind most modern Formula One circuit, to visit Abuja for site inspections and stakeholders meeting. The bid comes after the back of Nigeria's successful hosting of the inaugural E1 Lagos Grand Prix in March, which marked the first time the all-electric powerboat series was held in Africa. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had described the event as a demonstration of the state's commitment to innovations and clean energy. Nigeria is also competing with India to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games, with President Bola Tinubu urging the Commonwealth to award the centenary edition to Nigeria, which would make its first African nation to host the Games. Talking about Grand Prix, as Abuja gets ready, Nigeria also hoping to host the Commonwealth. Nigeria actually is looking to host the entire world on different, sports, and it's a welcome idea. Now let's talk about the University Games as it returns. Cross River Governor Basi Otu has assured the state is fully prepared and safe to host the 2026 edition of the Nigeria University Games Association, and he gave the assurance yesterday when he led a NUGA delegation and the management team of the University of Calabar on an inspection tour of the facilities at the UJ Eswene Stadium in Calabar. The governor described Calabar as a youth-friendly, peaceful, conducive, and welcoming city with a serene and green environment that makes it ideal for hosting national and international sporting events. Expressing gratitude for the return of the NUGA to Calabar after 35 years or two, said he was confident the event would be a huge success. He expressed optimism in the capacity of the Docklands and Name Executive Secretary of NUGA 2026 Local Organizing Committee to deliver memorable games. Otto reaffirmed his admiration and administration's commitment to sports development, saying that the past 2 years, the state government has significantly promoted sporting activities and restored their pride of place in Cross Rivers Cross River State. And still talking about the Nuga Games, let's also tell you that the 2026 Nuga Games had been confirmed to be hosted in the University of Calabar. The countdown has officially begun for the 27th Nigerian University Games, which will be hosted by the University of Jos from November 6th to 16th, 2025. With just 1 month to go, preparations are in full swing as Unijos readies itself and welcomes 7,457 accredited athletes and officials from universities across the country for 10 days of competition, camaraderie, and celebration of university excellence. Speaking on the institution's preparedness, Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos, Professor Ishaya Tanko, reaffirmed the university's commitment to delivering a world-class tournament. And this year's edition marks the first time Unijos will host the Nuga Games, and the local organizing committee has assured that facilities, logistics, and security measures are being finalized to meet international standards. Preliminary competitions across the 15 Nuga zones have been concluded, while Nuga officials have also confirmed that volunteer recruitment, media accreditation, and event promotions are ongoing throughout official channels to ensure smooth coordination ahead of the games. And now, let's now move away from the Nuga Games, as we'll tell you that the head coach of the Nigerian Under-20 women's national team, Moses Aduku, has charged the country's Under-17 side, the Flamingos, to remain focused and united as they prepare for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup that will be held in Morocco. Aduku visited the team's camp in Abuja on Monday to deliver a motivational message to the players, urging them to play with belief, discipline, and grit as they aim to make history for Nigeria on the global stage. The Falconets coach told the young players that their performance at the World Cup would not only shape their individual career, but also reflect the progress of Nigeria's women football. He reminded them of the importance of teamwork and mental strength in the major tournament. And in his words, he said, "You have worked hard to get to this point. Now go out there and make yourselves and Nigeria proud. Play with confidence, discipline, and the same hunger that has brought you this far." He also commended the technical crew led by Bankole Oluokere for the team's impressive preparations, and the Flamingos have won all 10 of their build-up matches, scoring 44 goals without conceding any. Aduku praised the players' determinations and described their perfect record as a sign of their readiness for the challenge ahead. In a related development, Nigeria's Football Federation referee, assessor, and special assistant to the NFF General Secretary, Aminu Mohammed, visited the team to deliver a special session on the laws of the game. He stressed the need for the players to combine skill with the knowledge and discipline, noting that understanding the rules could make the difference in tight matches. His sessions focused on recent changes in the international football regulations and how awareness could prevent costly mistakes during high-pressure moments. And the team led by Shukurat Moshood definitely is getting ready to hit Morocco and show the world what they are made of. The Flamingos are scheduled to depart Nigeria on Wednesday, which is today, via Royal Air Morocco for Morocco, where they will fly the nation's flag in the competition. And they have been drawn in Group D and will open their World Cup campaign against Canada on October 19th before facing France on October 22nd and wrapping up the group stage against Samoa on October 25th. The team's recent run of form and the morale-boosting visit from key figures in the Nigerian football are expected to provide a strong psychological lift as the Flamingos aim to surpass their third-place finish from the 2022 edition in India. Now, still talking about the national teams, let's tell you that at least 17 players have hit the Super Eagles camp, including star forwards Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. They have arrived in Polokwane, South Africa, as Nigeria intensifies her preparations for the Friday crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying clash against Lesotho. The players joined camp on Tuesday, a day after the technical crew backroom staff arrived to officially open the team's base. And amongst those already in camp, Williams Troost Ekong, Wilfred Ndidi, Bruno Onyemechi, Terem Murphy, Moses Simon, Calvin Bassi, Alex Iwobi, Samuel Chukwueze, Frank Onyeka, Tolu Arokodare, and so many others. Also present are returning defender Shemi Ajayi, goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, Adeboyo Adeleye, and Amas Obasege, who have all linked up with the coaching staff ahead of the training sessions. Nigeria currently sit third in Group C of the CAF World Cup qualifying series with 11 points from 8 matches, and the Super Eagles must win their remaining fixtures and hope for favorable results from South Africa and Benin Republic to keep their qualification hopes high. The three-time African champions will face Lesotho on Friday in Polokwane, and it is expected to be a decisive encounter. Now, still talking about the Super Eagles, let's tell you that former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi insists that Nigeria can still qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, urging the players to take responsibility and fight for the nation's pride. With 2 matches left to play, the Super Eagles sit third in Group C, 3 points behind leaders South Africa and Benin Republic. They face Lesotho in Polokwane on Friday before hosting Benin Republic in Uyo in the final qualifiers. And speaking on the OB1 podcast, the former Chelsea midfielder described Nigeria's campaign as hanging by a thread, but said qualification remains achievable if the players approach the final game with unity and determination. And in his words, he said it is going to be a crime, an absolute crime, if Nigeria doesn't make it to the World Cup again. We love our football too much. Our World Cup fate is in the players' hands. They have to win these 2 games. No excuses. Remember, Mikel captained Nigeria at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. He also admitted he still keeps close contact with many of the current squad players. And he challenged them to go for the win, as that is the only thing Nigerians want to hear and see at this moment in time. And he challenged the leadership and accountability both on and off the pitch. And he also said this, at this stage, every off-field problem goes out of the window. It is about the players now. They must take responsibility and deliver Nigerians, right now, because it is only the World Cup that Nigerians want to see. And in his words, I said, yes, there are problems in the NFF. Everyone knows that. But right now, that doesn't matter. Win your 2 games first. The rest we can discuss later. And drawing from his experience in leading the Eagles to the 2018 World Cup, Mikel encouraged stars like Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Alex Iwobi, Moses Simon, and even Victor Boniface to emulate the unity and focus of previous squads. And he said, when I captained the team, responsibility came first. You put your frustrations aside. The players need to have a meeting, talk to each other, and pull together. They still have a chance, and they have the quality to do it. And despite a stuttering qualification run which has seen Nigeria record just 5 draws in 8 matches, the 37-year-old remains confident in the team's strength and depth. And he said, we have great players in every department. The defense is solid, the midfield is balanced, and our attack are amongst the best in Africa. We just need the mentality, the hunger, and the focus to get it done. The Super Eagles camp, remember we already told you, is open in Polokwane, and it opened on Monday for Friday's encounter against Lesotho at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. And victory in South Africa and also at home to, against Benin Republic could see Nigeria seal qualification and avoid missing out on a 2nd straight World Cup tournament. Now let's move on from the Super Eagles to go straight to the camp of the Under-20 national team, as they will be playing their World Cup round of 16 match today. The Flying Eagles will reignite their long-standing rivalry with Argentina when both nations clash in the round of 16 at the 24th FIFA Under-20 World Cup at Estadio Nacional Julio Martinez Paradonis in Santiago, Chile. on Wednesday, which is today. The encounter promises to be one of the most anticipated fixture of the knockout stages, as the two of the tournament's most decorated youth football nations face off for a place in the quarterfinals. Nigeria and Argentina share a rich footballing history that spans several decades across different age grades and senior competitions. Their duels have often delivered high drama, skill, and unforgettable moments. The most recent of those was 2 years ago when Nigeria stunned the host 2-0 in a round of 16 clash at the 2023 Under-20 World Cup in Argentina. Courtesy of goals from Ibrahim Mohamed and Haliru Sarki, the victory silenced the home crowd and sent the Flying Eagles into the quarterfinals, where they eventually lost narrowly to the Republic of Korea in extra time. For many in Nigerian football, that win remains a symbolic reminder that pedigree and reputation alone do not decide matches at this level. 2 decades earlier, Nigeria had the upper hand when the two sides met in the final of the 2005 Under-20 World Cup in the Netherlands. Lionel Messi scored both goals from the penalty spot as Argentina triumphed 2-1 when Nigeria's Chinedu Obasi netted a memorable strike in the pulsating encounter. But heading into today's match, Argentina remained the most successful nation in the competition's history with 6 titles, while Nigeria have finished runners-up twice in 1989 and 2005. And Nigeria also won bronze in 1985. Yet the Flying Eagles will enter this encounter with confidence rather than caution, buoyed by the progress from a challenging Group F and the growing self-confidence with Aliyu Zubairu's youthful squad. Nigeria's campaign in Chile began with a 1-0 loss to Norway, but quickly gathered momentum after a spirited 3-2 comeback victory against Saudi Arabia and a 1-1 draw with Colombia in the last game. The draw against the South Americans in the Talca was particularly impressive as the Flying Eagles dominated much of the contest and struck the bar 3 times before captain Daniel Bameyi calmly converted a late penalty to earn a valuable point for Nigeria. Their resilience and attacking intent were evident throughout the group phase, and qualities that have become defining traits of Zubairu's side. The coach will, however, be forced to make at least one change to the starting lineup as forward Suleiman Sani is suspended after picking up 2 yellow cards in the group stage. Zubairu is expected to select a new attacking partner for Tahi Maigana and Barobo Arehi as Nigeria aim to maintain their attacking balance. The team arrived in Santiago from Talca on Monday and held their final training session on Tuesday evening, focusing on the tactical discipline, set-piece organization, and defensive coordination to counter Argentina's fluid attack style. Now, their opponent, Argentina, cruised through the group stage with 3 straight wins over Cuba, Australia, and Italy, scoring 8 goals and conceding just 2. Now, the Albi Celestials' strength lies in their attack, with Alejo Saka and Ayan Sabieri and also Santino Andino all finding the net. Sako, in particular, has drawn comparisons with Argentina's illustrious strikers of the past, including Lionel Messi and Sergio Aguero, after scoring decisive goals against Cuba and Australia. Another key threat in the right back is Dylan Gorosito, who has emerged as Argentina's surprise package in Chile. The 19-year-old Boca Juniors defender demonstrated his attacking instincts when he came off the bench to score a solo winner against Italy in their final group games. Now, their efficiency in front of goal and dominance in wide areas will possess a real test for Nigeria's defensive structure. And statistically, Nigeria remain one of the most consistent African sides on the Under-20 World Cup, having reached the knockout stage in 11 of their last 12 appearances, a record second only to Spain. Should the Flying Eagles triumph, they will advance to face the winner of the game between Chile and Mexico. and that will be the quarterfinals fixture for Nigeria should they triumph from this one. The potential route to the final could see Nigeria meet one of Ukraine, Spain, Colombia, or South Africa in the semi-finals. As anticipation builds in Santiago, Coach Zubeiru and his players know that history beckons once again, with confidence drawn from the past triumphs and lessons learned from recent battles. They will aim to replicate their heroics of 2023 and take another step forward to glory in Chile. Now we're talking about the Super Eagles and also the Under-20 Eagles, that's the Golden Eaglets. And at the same time, talking about the Flamingos. There is so much happening with the national teams. The Flamingos getting ready for the Under-17 World Cup. The Under-20, that's the Golden Eaglets, getting ready for the Under-20 World Cup round of 16 game against Argentina. And also the Super Eagles getting ready for the World Cup qualifiers. World Cup everywhere at the different age grades. But then which one would Nigeria succeed in? Or which one would Nigeria fail in? I mean, if you ask an average Nigerian, he will say, we want to succeed in all of them. But can we succeed in all of them? It is achievable, but are we going to get it? I think only time will answer that question. So, we will be keeping our eyes very close at the different games, but tonight by 8:30 p.m. it would be the Under-20 World Cup round of 16 fixture, Argentina versus Nigeria. That would be our main focus, because the game against Lesotho for the Super Eagles will be coming up on Friday, and we will focus on that one when we get there. So for now, it is good luck to the Under-20 team, good luck to the Super Eagles, good luck to the Under-17 female team. And that's all we have for you this afternoon on the Extra Time on Aneke TV. My name remains Kelechi Nnaji. And do not forget that you can always follow us on our socials. We go to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even X. It is all Aneke TV. Just go there and follow us for your up-to-date news and sports, entertainment, politics, and every other thing. Until we see you by this same time tomorrow, thank you and bye.
Hello, I'm Bebra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeanyi.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert, report danger, support community watch. True security is collective responsibility.
where they want no one to your walk and came about it. Road the lake, I go water. Walk away the we go to wash your walk. No man, we go to the lake, my boy, my shoulder. I am no man, we go, but we didn't know the quick way you voted. I am but we didn't wash our wall. We did a good go to the neck. But I wouldn't have go to the neck. But I wouldn't go to the cake and go to the neck. I didn't go to the neck with the wall. I showed the blow for my shabby to the neck. And you let a man look. Well, your baby. What would you go to? Well, I got a joke with the other who will have a get on walk.
Hello dear viewer, many thanks to you for joining us on the arena today. It is the program where we always meet to take on board in topical issues that matters in society. And today on the arena, it says Happy Independence Celebration to Nigeria. Nigeria is 65 years. When we say Nigeria is 65 years, we mean since independence, our journey, our historical journey. All right, so we say congratulations to Nigeria. And you and I are Nigerians, so congratulations to us. Yes, today on the arena, I want to take a look at our journey towards the educational sector. How far have we done as a people? Because it is said that a society that, doesn't invest in education and development of its citizenry will not be progressive. Because the best legacy any society can bequeath on the future generation is what? Good education, qualitative education. So how far have we gone? How well have we done towards developing the educational sector, which is the bedrock of every societal development? So today, to help us do justice to this matter, we have a senior lecturer at the Department of Mass Communication at the Enugu State University of Science and Technology. He's a regular on this platform. Dr. Maxwell Ngene, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us once more.
Thank you for having me.
And we always appreciate you for accepting to do this national service,
Thank you very much
You're
for
welcome,
finding
sir.
me worthy.
You're welcome, sir. All right, so let's begin with you on this. Congratulations. It's Nigeria 65.
Is there anything to really congratulate me on?
Well, we've got life.
Yes.
So we're healthy.
Yes, but a child who is 65 and is still crawling, doesn't this say much about that child?
Okay, maybe this is no longer a child at 65, a man at 65.
An adult.
An adult at 65.
A full-blown man.
So Nigeria is no longer a baby.
No,
Nigeria has become a full-grown adult.
Yes.
So congratulations to us anyway. We understand it is said that Rome was not built in a day. We're just 65 years. We're just 65. We're just 65. You know, when compared to some other climes, the likes of US, the likes of Britain.
At 65, most Nigerian adults are retired from civil service.
At 65. That's the age of retirement.
60 in Nigeria. Once you're 60, in any of the government ministries, departments, or agencies, you're retired. Except if you're a teaching staff in the academy.
Academics. For people like you who are in the...
How many are we? We are just a microcosm of the entirety of the people.
And we know you're insisting on making it 70.
If you're a professor, it's 70.
It's 70 for the professor.
Because you can't find them easily in the market.
That's right. All right, Dr. Maxwell, it's always a pleasure to have you on this show.
Thank you.
Nigeria is 65 years. We're running a series on our arena, and today our interest is on the educational sector. How would you describe our journey with education in Nigeria since independence? Have we done well? Is it fair, ugly, or is it good?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it depends on how one wants to look at it, actually. Because it is not rosy, rosy, rosy. It is not doom, doom, doom. It is in between.
It's in between.
It's in between. But it is also commendable that a very reputable media outfit like yours had decided to look at Nigeria 65 from the lens, the educational lens. That shows that you understand that education is the fulcrum, in fact, the bedrock of any society that wants to develop.
So that's an applause for Aneke TV then?
That's very correct. That's exactly the intention.
Thank you.
When you talk about education in Nigeria, the journey so far, I will start by saying that we've moved from our primitive society to a passing society, a society that is modernizing, a society that is developing, a society that had increased its literacy level, a society that is beginning to churn out well-educated professionals in different cadres, in different professional fields. I'll be able to say that Nigeria has done well because it has an army of youths that are every day in the hub, ICT hub, relating, engaging, discussing, conversing, learning, alongside global children in the global arena. I'm saying that given the kind of education Nigerians now have, we have an army of ICT compliant people that are learning to become self-reliant, are learning to become job creators, are learning to be to survive on their own without waiting for blue-collar jobs. So if you look at it from that point of view, Nigeria has done well. But again, if you also look at it from the point of view where there's corruption, even in the academic arena, because those who should provide the food, what's that, the breakfast they used to give the students in school, the school meal.
Okay, school meal.
School meal. When you look, there was one I saw recently. The picture wasn't something to write home about. It shows that there are shoddy deals where there's no nutrition in the kind of food that is served. When you look at the poor training and retraining of teachers, where some of the people who are teaching are not teaching based on love for education, not based on passion for education, but because they are seeing it as the only chance to get paid employment and to put food on the table. You can now see. So there are quite a lot of things we could look at and say, if you look at the regional disparity, what is happening in the north, using different measurements for the same construct, where some people from the southeast, south-south, have south-south, southwest, have different indices with which people from such areas are assessed for admission into secondary schools, into universities, vis-a-vis what happens with their northern counterparts, where the bulk of Nigerian resources is taken to because of resource allocation, sharing formula, and so on. You'll be so surprised.
I think the language that is often used is the less advantaged education.
Is it not ironical that an area that is deemed on paper educationally disadvantaged is the one that gets the lion's share of the economy month in, month out, year in, year out? So where is the money going to? Where's the resources? There are 19 states in the north, and north used to be one before, during the pre-colonial days, before the advent of the independence. We used to have north, east, west.
That's right.
Now, east, west have been boxed into 17 states. The north alone has one. And so when you share things, you can now see that they cut away the bulk of the resources. Yet they tell you that disadvantage, that this and that. So it's wrong. I'm just looking at it as a way of telling you that you need to look at that. You can also look at the mismanagement of resources that happens not just in the wider society, specifically in the educational sector, where people are not just employed based on merit. People are employed because they know those who know somebody, or what they normally call, do you have an Abraham as father, and so on and so forth. So whichever way we look at it, education in Nigeria hadn't gotten to where we wanted to get in terms of global best practices, but we are making progress in some states. Even now we are told that Edo, for instance, is doing an AI-driven something for females.
Okay.
We are seeing things that are happening in Enugu
on a
with
scale.
the smart school.
On a scale now, on a scale. So looking at a country called Nigeria, which is our country. On a scale, you are an educator, okay? On a scale, how would you rate our journey so far, our performance in the education sector?
Given our God-given endowment, given what God had given us as a country, given what God has given us in terms of population, in terms of resources, we have not done well.
We have not. So can we scale it up? Maybe in terms of percentage?
If I make my rating,
just go ahead.
If I make my rating, some people will think I am crazy.
No, it's your view.
See,
it's your point
I believe
of view.
that we could have done better. Well, I say 6 over 10.
6
over 10.
On a scale of 10, 6 over 10.
6 over 10.
So on a scale of 100,
that
perhaps
over 100. That perhaps is
that's a B.
Yeah, but that perhaps
that's
accounts for a reason.
Grading.
Yeah, well, 60 is is the entry point of B. Is a weak B.
Dr. Maxwell, we have B, we have A, we have B, we have C.
But you know what I mean when I say that it's an entry point. 60 is the weak B. Because 60, even though it's a B, 68, 69 is B.
So let's say, so if that's the case.
So if that is the case, let me say we have C. I take you down to 56.
So you're stepping us back now. All right, so that's according to your own assessment. Now, the next question is, why are we still on a C? On a 50, 55, 59? Why haven't we made an A yet in the educational sector? Because let's go back. You took us earlier on.
Yes.
Back to the days of the pre-colonial era, okay?
The reasons
when
are
the
very
white men
obvious.
came, to westernize us through colonialism. If you go through the Things Fall Apart book, the book written by Chinua Achebe,
yes,
you could see the encounter the character called Okonkwo could not really, embrace what the white man has brought, and it was strange, it was alien. But gradually, we picked up from there before independence. So how come that after 65 years of independence, we are still on a scale of C?
There was a time when we were in A even, because we were told by history that some people from other countries, even civilized societies, used to come for medical treatment in Nigeria, University of Ibadan, for instance, so on and so forth. But the reasons are obvious. One of the problems had to do with lack of patriotism on the part of those managing institutions in Nigeria, managing society, managing people, lack of patriotism. They do not understand that when you are given a position of service, that it is for you to add value and ensure fairness, equity. In Nigeria, a lot of people are asking whether Nigeria is a country or a nation. If people are trying to make such distinction. So, but again, you can notice that it has to do with corruption, where people divert resources that are meant for certain purposes, either for procurement of materials, either for payment of allowances, salaries, as and when due, to motivate people. There's a funding problem. There's a funding problem. There's a problem of certification. Most times people who are now engaged are not the best 11, because people who are very smart feel that they have no, because of the usual saying that education, the teacher's reward is in heaven. And most people, based on what they see, based on the arrogant consumption pattern other Nigerians display, those who are lucky to steal, some people who ordinarily should have been in the academic arena say no, 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 and they leave it. And now you go and recruit people who have no flair, no desire, no passion into the system. Those are part of the problem.
Okay.
So the recruitment process is very flawed.
Recruitment process.
The recruitment process. Reward system flawed. Because at times you can see people who do not even come to school, but during the periodic review that leads to promotions, they are promoted most times ahead of those who put in their best in service. So when you look at it from that point of view, you can also see that we have, I've talked about funding, I've talked about budget. There's no proper budget, just padding. People, each time you see humongous amounts of money allocated, but when you begin to execute, when you go to the academic arena, you find out that things that have been said to be bought have not been bought, and those who should benefit don't benefit. So people are just doing teaching. People are just working there for working's sake. There's no motivation.
Now that you've made mention of budget, I don't know, the United Nations standard.
Yes, the minimal standard.
Minimal standard.
We've
for
not met it.
budgetary
33
No, 33 is that of Enugu State.
No, it's minimal standard. They borrowed from it.
I don't think the universal
is a universal thing.
33%.
Millennium Development Goals.
Is it
education is a key indices. Yes.
Because I know the Enugu State government has been applauded for beating the United Nations, standard for budgetary allocation for education.
But they need to follow it up again.
33%.
But the Enugu State government need to follow it up again to ensure that the location of the smart schools, for instance, now, is properly done, because
we'll come to that point.
Okay.
We'll come to that. When we're going to be looking at what we need to do to getting it right and better. But let's deal with the issues now around that educational sector. Since you're looking at the budgetary allocation for education and national yearly budget, we've not really gotten up to half of the mark set for education in our national budget, according to the UN standard? Is it because we don't have the right caliber of persons who understand the value of education within the governance circle?
Correct.
Or is it because...
It's part of it. It's a key reason.
Is that intentional?
No, you see, that's the problem with Nigeria. Most times, the best brains are shut out of the leadership equation. You can't give what you do not have. No one makes omelette without breaking eggs. So when you bring people who had taught class, for instance, or even a pass, or who just had a diploma to come and begin to determine, look at even Nigeria as a country.
Right.
Look at our country. We saw the scandal with the president, the current president, in terms of his educational whatever.
And even the immediate past president.
Even the immediate past president, the late Buhari. You can see where our problem is coming from.
Surrounding
you can see
their educational background.
Yes.
And
in the past, Nigeria used to applaud, they used to eulogize, they used to praise, they used to massage the ego of teachers. That perhaps accounts for the reason why a former renowned teacher later became president of Nigeria, Alhaji Usman Ali Shehu Shagari. He was a teacher.
Okay.
And he became president of Nigeria. But today, what do you see? We have shortage of manpower in terms of teachers at all levels. Shortage of manpower. Those you find there are those who are not there because they love teaching as a profession, but because they have to get a paid job. They want their phones to give them an alert at the end of every month alongside the other people. So that has been a major problem. Like I told you, no one gives what he or she doesn't have.
What he or she doesn't have. All right, can we take this in one after the other?
And again,
yes, go ahead.
Our teachers' training. In the past, when I was a young man, we used to have WTC, Women's Training College. Okay. I don't know what has become of it. I'm not sure it still existed. We used to have TTC, Ihe.
Teachers Training College.
In Ihe, Ogu local government area in present Enugu State. Where had it gone to? We used to have teachers training school in Tinabale, in Edo, in somewhere in Yoruba land, Ede, Tinabale. So those places, what had become of the training schools? How come when did we have a change where people who hadn't degrees or training certificates, National Security for Education, NCE, where you are taught about the pedagogy, all those things that you need to understand in terms of how to ensure that children understands what you're teaching, because it's not just teaching, because you have to think about how to gain attention of students or children. You need to also have to know how to convey messages that can now put the children in a situation where they can internalize knowledge, imbibe, and retain knowledge. So these are the problems we have in our country. At times you see somebody who have no business in the educational arena so pretending over it.
So we've identified poor funding. We've identified corruption.
Mismanagement also.
Mismanagement.
We also identified shortage of teachers. We have also...
What about infrastructure?
Infrastructure is...
Does it not have anything to do with educational development?
That's why people are happy with what is happening in Enugu. Because I remember where I was trained as a young person. If you go to a place like that, it's not fit for human, use, so to say, because the floors are bare, no ceiling fan, they are still using black and white board, everything is outdated. So, but now infrastructure, the environment means a lot. Environment means a lot. That's why they say that the strength of a chain is assessed by the weakest link. By that, they mean that if you're here and this place is not tidy, there's no way both of us can be here. Somebody's business is to keep this place clean, to clean the equipment, lit the place, ensure that it is properly, it is decent, for use. So environment means a lot.
Because it's surprising that even in most recent times we begin to see pictures and images of children, who are learning under the trees, mango trees.
Oh, sure. Even when it is raining, they sit on the pool of.
And some other
Many
times,
years ago, when I was consulting for UNICEF, we went to 8 local governments in Benue State: Ogbadibo, Oju, Taka, Boko, Kasinala, etc. And there were children who walk so many kilometers before they can get drinking water, where they can even get a decent toilet. They go to toilet, do open defecation, etc. That was part of the work UNICEF was doing to ensure that there's what is called WASH, water, sanitation and hygiene. So it's a problem in our country. The monies that are meant for development usually get into wrong hands that have other hands protecting them. They cut it away and nothing happens. And most times people talk about the need to discipline those that have infringed on the law. But most times nothing happens. You see people who have stolen the country to the marrow, flaunting what they have stolen, and nothing happens. So it's just like that. The problem we are talking about in the educational sector is in the housing sector, is in the agricultural sector, is in all manner of places. That's why Nigeria had consistently retrogressed rather than developing to become a developed nation.
Because still talking on the issues surrounding infrastructure, are you concerned and worried over the fact that even in this age and time, okay, we still find most schools dilapidated?